everyone. Welcome to a quick introduction to Sage Service Operations for Construction and Time, our newest cloud-based offering in the Sage 100 Contractor. In today's construction environment, it is more important than ever to be able to accurately keep track of where your construction team is scheduled to work and to capture all the information in the field about what is going on. And with Sage Service Operations, we put that power in your hands. We've added some new features with this product that allow you to go well beyond the service part of the name that this product has. In Sage 100 Contractor, you have the ability right now to collect daily field reports and change orders and time and lots of other pieces we're going to talk about. And what Sage Service Operations does is it extends a lot of that functionality that you have today in 100 Contractor out into the field. And the field being any type of device that has an internet connection to read a web page. As you're looking at my screen here, this is running on a smart laptop, but it could easily also work on a smartphone or a tablet with a dynamic screen that matches the device you're using. I'm going to kind of hit on some of the key pieces for construction as we go through here, starting with for those of you in the back office who are scheduling out your jobs to have your different employees go out to do work, or your superintendents, or knowing where your construction equipment is, we now have a dispatch board, as we call it in the service side. We have a schedule that you can come in and work off this to put in where your jobs, even broken down by cost code, are going to be working with. So this allows your resources to be scheduled out. If I have a team for a particular job of 3 people plus a couple subcontractors under the vendor category, and I have some equipment, I might want to know over a month what's going on with that particular project. And in here, I have direct connection to my jobs in Sage 100 Contractor, so I can grab and say, well, we need to get some cast in place going on there, and we'll pull in Dustin to go do some of that work today and maybe for the rest of the week. And we can schedule that out for him. I can schedule out same work for equipment, subcontractors, and you can quickly look at what a job looks like over the last month or 2 weeks or even just a straight day. All of this time is now recorded in a place that you can now verify and know where all your people are, where your equipment's going to be located at, more. And we do have a map using Bing Maps if you'd like to see that on a more graphical scale of where people are located at and things like that. On top of this, if you do have a service department running the software, that sits right alongside this, meaning your entire company, if you're using construction and you have service, can all be run off the same board, and that allows no gaps. You can know exactly where your people are at and going to without worrying that one system picks it up and not the other. Now, with this product, you're primarily going to be focused on capturing time and what is going on with your job. And we do that in a couple of different ways. We actually have 2 ways of doing licenses, one for individuals wanting to enter their time, whether or not that's doing a punch in and punch out with a geostamp saying, here's where I was with my breaks and lunches, or whether you have a foreman entering the time for them at the end of the day, or pulling up on their tablet and saying, hey, come over here and punch in and punch out your time. All this is available. And as we go through this, we will connect on all those pieces. Now, I see a question that came in through the chat and Q&A asking, do we need to have the Server Receivables module to use this? And the answer is no. With the new changes we've made to the software, you now can run service operations direct into your Sage 100 Contractor without Service Receivables. But if you use it, it also extends into that area for work orders. Now let's do some work here. I'm going to switch hats once or twice during this presentation. The first hat I'm going to wear now is going to be your foreman. These are going to be the users that are going to be entering time for other people, and let's look at the different ways we can do that. Now first off, I jump over into my job, and I have direct connection to my jobs in the Sage 100 Contractor through here. I can see as a foreman what my overview of my job is. What's my job team? And we can set up who the team is, what equipment, what subs are going to be on it. And from here, I can also do things like create a purchase order for a job. I can create daily field reports, RFPs, change orders, RFIs, and even more in the fact that you can create your own custom forms to be filled out and sent in, maybe safety checklists or safety violation forms. Create a form specific to the to-do list when you go out to a job. Whatever you want to make it, you can create your own custom forms in the software to supplement any paper that you normally would have to take into the field. And once more, as I mentioned earlier, I'm running this on a laptop. If this was a tablet, it's going to change the size of the screen to match the tablet, and the buttons will match up with it. Let's say I'm going to do a field report, and I generate my new daily field report for the 21st, which is today. I can pull this up, and for those of you familiar with document control in Sage 100 Contractor, you're going to see that this is the same fields in the header that we have in Sage 100 Contractor. I can fill in each of these pieces, generate my daily field report, and this is literally creating a new daily field report in the 6.11.6 daily field report screen in Sage 100 Contractor. I just created daily field report number 52. And I can go through this as a superintendent with my iPad and say, hey, you know, here are the assignments. Here are the people that are going to come out to do the job. Maybe we're going to go out and do some slab prep. I've got my crew of Mike and Scott, and we're going to go out and just do some work on that. And I'm going to start this. And from here, if you'd like to do so, you can start doing punch in and punch out. Again, you could have your individual people log in with their smartphones and do the punch in, punch out individually if you wish as well, or pull it up on the daily field report, show on the screen and say, hey, everybody, are you ready to go? And once everyone's good, you could literally grab the whole group and say, everybody is starting work. Now, you could also say you, in California, need to be a little bit more legal with it. You just put the tablet out and say, everyone come over there and press the start button next to your name. We do geostamp based on the location of your device with GPS where you were when you pressed every one of these buttons. So breaks, lunches, complete, start, travel, we're going to capture it all, and we'll be able to pull up on a map and see exactly where everyone's at. So each of your cost codes can be done with a punch in, punch out, including breaks and lunches, and we can track all that. You could also do your time the other way. The other way being, I'm not going to say what I'm doing coming up. I'm going to say what I did do. And as a foreman, you may just say, well, today we worked our 8 hours, and me and Michael and Scott, we all did windows, and that was regular time, and we worked on a particular pay group for that, you know, probably journeyman in that case, and we did 4 hours worth of windows, and I'm going to add that. And then I'll grab another cost code. I worked this cost code for so many hours. We did regular time. We did overtime. And you'll be able to track each of those and just push that time back in that way if you prefer. Again, your choice. You set it up how you want, and if you decide to change a couple months into the game, you could do that too. The software is very flexible in that manner. And that's just for the time. And we'll come back to time in just a little bit here. Note as well, I can track my subcontractors, any incidences that were going on the site. What are my equipment? You know, if I'm using a forklift on the site, and I'm going to say lifting. I did some concrete lifting on there, and we operated it for 4 hours. It stood by for 3 and was idle for 1. We can track that equipment. We can also track units. If you want to say how many units of masonry did we do today? We completed 500 square feet of that, and that'll be captured as a unitary billing cycle that you want to put on. Plus, what daily field report would be complete with that, the ability to do attachments, take pictures right there from your camera phone on or your phone or on your tablet. And speaking of phones, I've been using tablet view. Note, this does break down all the way to smartphone view as well. If I'm on a smartphone, it's going to change this over to buttons and allow me to click on attachments and take a picture from my camera. I can go to my incidences, click Add Instance, and put down what incident happened. And these are pulling right from Sage 100 Contractor, the different types. And, of course, what notes happened on the site. All available to me there. Lastly, we can turn in that daily field report and go on that way. Now, if your technicians or your employees are using the site as a, their own handheld device to enter time, just like the superintendent or the foreman was entering time for them, they can pull up their smartphone and they can do a punch in, punch out right then and there, or they could also record what job they worked on and what time. Or maybe they were sick or on vacation. They can do shop time as well. You can capture any and all time that's going to go on in your job site through whatever type of device you're using. I'm going to switch back to my laptop view so you guys have a nice full view as we go through the rest of this here. Now, one more part on time, and then I'm going to hit on some of the brand new features that have come out in the software. This is your daily time card for each of your employees. Not to say they all have to use the site, because we do have a full approval system that goes along with it where they can submit their time and we can have everyone approve time. But this also could work as their time card. And they could see Monday I worked 8 hours, and today I worked 2.5 so far, and any other time I put in. And at the end of the week, they could submit their time along with a checkbox to say what is accurate, comments and breaks, and of course, sign on it. So you'll have a signature by your technician or your employee saying, here's what I did. I now have that saved in the system so I can always pull back if I need to know what's going on. And that helps for when you're doing that time review and making sure that your employee's time is all accurate. But keep in mind as well, everything we've been doing is live in the Sage 100 Contractor database. If I go pull up in Sage 100 and look at my daily payroll, let's say, any time entered directly into the software for types of work that did, that sick vacation, that's all coming directly into daily payroll. So when I put in my 8 hours of vacation pay for Monday, that's available right here, and I can verify it and create my time cards. I can even pull the time right from those daily field reports that I was doing earlier. This means that there is no delay, there's no issues getting time from one device to another. You literally have it directly going into Sage 100, but with an approval process so that all the time can be verified and made accurate before you ever cut a check out for any of these people. And when you're talking about daily field reports as well, you could go into document control and see exactly what's going on in that job as I'm doing my walkthrough on my field report. That temperature is pulled in, the weather, any custom fields, the employees, the equipment, the units, all of that's coming into the system automatically through here. And if I want to as well, I can start bringing other things bidirectionally in the software too. I have now, with some of the latest changes in the software, the ability to do a change order from the field or the ability to do an RFI. I can literally come in here and see all the change orders that have ever happened on a job, what their status is, and bring one open and make a modification to it. Is this a change order, and what's the scope of work? What, is this a prime change, or is this a budget change, and what does it change? I can add a budget change to this exact same one to say, this is a change order for slab movement because there's a tree root or something in the way and we have to move around it. And I can make those slab prep, cast in place, probably be more accurate in this one. What that is a material, is it a labor change? Probably a labor change. How many hours are we budgeting for that, and what's our dollars? So again, all of the information can be put into the system just like you would in a normal circumstance. Maybe we got 5 hours, and that's going to be an extra $600 we need to put in there. All of this is going directly back into the change orders that's in Sage 100 Contractor. And again, you have these available to view from the field as well. And if I go back to the job, maybe I'll have a question that comes up. So I want to create an RFI, or I want to view the RFIs that are sitting out there right now in open status. This is a plan change RFI. We're currently looking at what job it is, who the vendor that we're asking the question from, who requested it, and what are the notes, and then I can now update this and put my answer into the system, or take pictures and have those all connect back. And once more, you can create your own custom forms as well. You're not limited to just the connections here that Sage 100 provides. You can say, here's all the other paperwork I need filled out in the field. So with the new changes with service operations, you can now use your smart devices, phones, tablets, whatever, to do a lot more stuff when it comes to getting your 100 data in the field. From scheduling your jobs out to know exactly where everyone is, your equipment and your vendors, to having your employees enter their time and have it go directly back into Sage, or have your foreman or superintendents enter the time for those people, as well as what's gone on the job, capturing pictures, equipment used, and everything else like that, plus change orders, RFIs, RFPs, purchase orders, being able to get all that information now directly from the cloud back into Sage 100 Contractor. And don't forget that you can, with most every one of our products, especially this one, really set up what everyone can do. So don't worry that you're giving too much available power to some person. If you don't want them to create change orders, we can turn that off. If you don't want them to approve time, you want somebody else to approve it, you can set that up too. You're not limited on how you can set security up for all this. So if you are interested in learning more, please, you can contact us direct at Sage, CREsales@sage.com, or call our number, or, of course, talk to your Sage business partner. They are knowledgeable as well with everything that we've been talking about today.